And now it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, rock cod Rick Maxa, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Yamaha Outboards, official motor sponsor of Let's Talk Hookup. Royal Polaris, the world's finest long-range sports fisher. By Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup, and Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray and Rock Cod Rick Maxa.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm Pete Gray with Rock Cod Rick Maxa. We're in the Mighty 1090 studios with Captain Mark Wisch from Pacific Edge. It is our Christmas Spectacular. We have a lot of great prizes to give away for your best contribution to the show today. So stay tuned. This is going to be an interesting one. It always is on Southern California's Sport Fishing Voice. Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. The summer fishing season this year was nothing short of incredible, and everyone I talked to is expecting continued success well into the fall season. Your San Diego County Ford dealers are having a remarkable summer too, with no sign of slowing down. They continue to hook people up with a great selection of models that offer outstanding MPG and advanced technology, like the fun-to-drive Focus and the popular Fusion, available as a hybrid or a plug-in hybrid. Ford also has an impressive list of SUVs, like Escape, Edge, Explorer, and Expedition. Well, no matter what you need, Ford has an SUV for you. And for serious fishermen that have boats to haul and gear to move, you can't beat the Ford F-150. It's not only stronger than ever, it's 700 pounds lighter, so it's faster and more efficient. Bottom line, Ford cars and trucks and SUVs are built for San Diego. Stop by your San Diego County Ford dealer today. They'll be glad to hook you up.
My Angler H2O. I will scent my lure with pride and hope my boss doesn't notice the tan. I will outmaneuver drought-exposed sunken boats and outlast the hard-fighting largemouth bass. I will save water at home for better fishing out here and always wear my life jacket.
What's your H2O? Tell us at BoatCalifornia.com. The California State Parks Division of Boating and Waterways reminds you to wear it, California.
Many years ago, Baja pioneer Bob Van Wormer found the area he called the Great Fish Trap in the East Cape of southern Baja and built what is now regarded as the premier East Cape resorts of Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Today, following in their father's footsteps, Bob's sons, Bobby, Chucky, and Eddie, have taken Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol to new levels. With the largest sport fishing fleet in Mexico, a luxurious spa, and top-of-the-line resort amenities, Van Wormer Resorts have become a destination for travelers worldwide. But for us, Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol are just a short 2-hour flight away. No other tropical fishing destination offers the experience and value that you'll find at Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Now you can plan your Baja fishing vacation quick and easy by visiting VanWormerResorts.com. And when you're ready to book, it's quick and easy. Or simply call 877-777-TUNA for more information. Van Wormer Resorts, the East Cape's finest. The new Shimano Torium HG is here, and you'll be able to experience this fantastic reel now at your local Shimano dealer. The new Torium is up to 30% smaller than the previous generation, but still has the same line capacity. The smaller S compact body design and one-piece die-cast aluminum frame provides more rigidity and lighter weight. Torium now has EI surface treatment and is tested up to 700 times the corrosion resistance of past models. The new Shimano Torium HG is not only better on the outside, the inside is amazing, with a cross-carbon drag providing up to 24 pounds of drag pressure from a Star Drag reel. It has a sealed roller clutch and 6.2 to 1 brass gears. The machined aluminum handle has a larger knob to make it easy to crank in the big fish. The new lightweight aluminum spool gives you better casting and control. Available in 3 sizes, the Torium HG is the next evolution in compact, rigid, and powerful saltwater Star Drag reels. Get it now at your local Shimano dealers.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. This is it, dude. The Christmas show
Here it is.
on. It's on. It's
the
happening.
Christmas Spectacular. It is. The phones are already packed. Keep them up.
Everyone.
They know. Captain Mark Wisch, welcome.
What's up, Mark?
Hey, good morning, everybody. Ho, 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 and all that Christmas
Merry
stuff.
Christmas. It's hard to believe that after the summer and fall and that we've had here, it's actually almost Christmas.
I mean, yeah, and
it's
that,
winter next week.
And the summer, fall-like season lasted so long, and I think didn't a condor catch the yellowfin tuna yesterday?
Exactly.
Probably.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to think about, snowy Christmas scenes, and yellowfin tuna is still around, and wahoo recently departed. There's still a rumor of a marlin or two swimming around. I mean, it's like, holy cow, what a season this was.
First marlin of the season and first tuna of the season, January 1st, 2016.
There's going to be a huge amount of effort.
Yeah.
And the water is so good still, for this time of year. I mean, it's not like 75 like it was, but it's 65, and that for this time of year is plenty good enough.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah, and that little spot of water down there off of Ensenada that's like 67 has got some signal in it. I know there was some marlin in it like a week and a half ago. A friend of mine was down there and saw some fish.
Crazy.
And, they're around.
They're out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just goes on and on
yeah.
and on.
And then winter yellowtail fishing is getting
yeah,
kicked off.
the winter yellowtail thing, I maybe a little tiny bit disappointed because it's not quite as good yet as it was last year. I mean, as soon as everybody started focusing on them, I mean, there was just lots of fish around last year. And I can't imagine that they're not here. There's just so much bait and there's so much good water. I imagine it's just spread out because they're picking away at them. This Santa Monica Bay's had some good fishing and a little bit out in front of Long Beach, nothing like it was this time last year, but they're around, and then a little bit off Box Canyon, and then down here, I don't pay as much attention as you guys do, but I'm sure there's some around here. But
yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. So we've got quite the lineup today for the Christmas Spectacular. First of all, I want to thank Bill and the guys over at Cousins for being very generous today because, Mark, you set that all up with them.
Yeah, we got a really nice, beautiful, brand-new model of Cousins rod. It's an 80L, and they've been doing that rod for a while, cork tape, and now they're starting to do them with Hypalon and reel seat. So we've got one of those, beautiful, which is a perfect rod to fish 20, 25, 30 on. I've been fishing one of those for a couple of years now. I absolutely love it. Caught a lot of big yellows on it last winter, a lot of really nice tuna fish on it this summer, and did not catch a Dorado on it. Can you believe that?
Can't believe it. It's hard to believe.
Anyway, but yeah, that's a super nice rod. So we've got that for one of the top giveaways, and then
and just so people know too, that's a high-end, very, very nice fishing rod.
Yeah,
too.
it is.
They build some very seriously nice tackle over there, and a very generous prize from those guys. That's very cool.
And we got a whole box of jigs.
What's that
here.
rod cost?
It's a multi-$100 rod.
A multi-$100 rod.
Yeah, that's kind of I didn't even look at the price on it. It's probably $260, $270 like that.
Yeah. Nice price.
Yeah.
Beautiful rod.
Cool. Yeah.
So somebody's going to be pretty happy.
Yeah. And then they threw in 3 different packages of jigs that are.
We got that also. Yeah.
$100 prize too, right?
So we're all set for tuna fish and marlin jigs here, and So backing up because we're going to list the prizes here in a second. What's been going on at Pacific Edge, as we always ask you there? It has been the most extraordinary year for us, as was 2014. But this year, I mean, it just kept right on going. The business was, for all of the industry, was absolutely fantastic, and we were so thankful for that because there was some lean years. And then, for us specifically, we're heavily invested in the bait tank business, and that is just doing extremely well. And we're just continually building new stuff, trying to solve those, different applications that come up on people's boats. So we've had, I think, 4 or 5 new sizes of tanks this year, one of which is for your co-host here,
we saw a picture of that on your new Parker, right?
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
It is beautiful.
I was just showing him a picture of it with the lid that I just finished yesterday and a little red Christmas bow on it, sitting in the shop there. But we've got that. We've got a couple new double tanks. I've got a brand new one that we're building right now. It's going to be about 120 gallons. It's going to kind of round out the double tank line. And, in the line really, with the exception of full-on custom stuff, which we also do, but the production tanks, the line with this next one that I do is going to be just about there. I think we got just about everything for everybody. And if you need something different, we'd be happy to make you something custom.
What is it about a Pacific Edge bait tank that makes them work so well? I have one, of course, on my boat. They hold bait so well.
It's just all that love and attention to detail that we put into them. The basic formula is straightforward enough. You got to have a tank that's dimensionally sound. I have customers that we speak with that want to build tanks into existing spaces on their boat where it's going to be 4 feet long and 12 inches wide and 12 inches deep. That's just not going to cut it. And I tell them that. I said, I'm not even going to be involved with that. I don't even want to talk to you about that. But so you got to have, a reasonable amount of length and width and depth so that, the fish can mill, whether it's big bait, little bait, whatever. They still got to mill comfortably in the tank. You have to have a reasonable amount of current in the tank, and we adjust that. We send tanks back to the East Coast where we do what I call fast Florida flow because they like their tanks spinning. And our bait doesn't do that well with that much current, but they want lots of current. So I don't know whether they don't know what they're talking about or their bait does better in that. I haven't been out there to actually see what they're doing, but, that's the way we build them, and they love it. They like that water going fast. And so we can, fine-tune the tank to your specific application. Now, Ricky, on your new tank, you're going to have to look really closely, but the baffle on the one side has the drain in the inlet like we do on our single tanks, but there's also a separate inlet on the other side. It's dual inlet, one on each end to increase the flow for holding sardines and anchovies, because especially as we all saw this summer, when that water's warm and those guys are cycling through that bait rapidly, it's tough to keep bait. So we wanted to promote really good circulation in that tank, but again, not by generating a huge amount of current. It's a two-part deal. Good circulation, but not too much current.
Sure. So. And then also, too, the pump is pretty critical, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
You can't just throw on any old bait pump.
There's lots of pumps that we use. Way back in the day, we used to use a lot of water puppies that are rubber impeller. They're very noisy, and that the pumping mechanism of moving the water with the rubber impeller pump, that does something to the water. And the bait just doesn't like it. They do not live as well in that water. Plus, the noise drives you crazy. So, we got away from those things years ago. And today we use the little centrifugal pumps, the little rules, and the bait sentries. And they're price point friendly. They're very water resistant for being in damp bilges and on small boats. That's really important. Longevity is, an issue sometimes. Unfortunately, Rule had a run of bad pumps, mostly 1100s. That was just a nightmare for people this year and last year both. They had some pumps that just either the shaft would rust out and corrode off and the impeller would fall off, or they would have an electrical issue inside the motor. But they had a terrific problem. But, and on small boats, sometimes you have no options other than to use that kind of pump. On bigger boats, we always use different kinds of pumps. They're a little bit more money. They draw a little bit more amperage, but they're very quiet. And as long as there's no water dripping on them, they're going to last for years. I've had some of those pumps on my different boats 5, 6, 7 years, and I fish a lot. So, but and then we can get up into custom-made stuff on the bigger applications where the pumps get very expensive. So there's lots into it. We got it all figured out as best we can. I think we've been setting guys up for many years and have pretty good success.
Yeah, there is no question when you talk to somebody that has a Pacific Edge tank, what the difference is bait. And when the bait gets tough, just like Mark said, summertime, cycling through it, bait doesn't have as much time to cure. You talk to guys that have good bait systems, they don't have the problems that everybody else has. They just don't. It's such a difference.
So when you're filling a tank, what's the rule of thumb? What's the flow, the proper flow for our fish?
Well, you can get away with longer times in bigger tanks because typically your ratio of bait to water is not the same as a guy with a 20-gallon tank trying to put a scoop of bait in it. There it's more bait than water. So you have to push that water a little faster through those tanks, but generally no more than about 6 minutes. You get above that, then you just start getting a lot of turbulence in the tank, and it's just hard on the bait. So smaller tanks, that 6 minute range. Bigger tanks, 8 to 10, like that.
Okay.
And that's when that's from fill to overflow should be that amount of time.
Yeah.
So when you're loading bait, this is another critical part.
Yep.
What's the proper load? How much bait is right? how much bait is too much and you're doing yourself
really good question too.
Damage?
Yeah. Well, loading bait, again, goes back to, the time of year and how well you know the bait guy. So if you can go out there at this time of year when, the bait's been in the receivers for a while and the bait guy's got all the time in the world to visit with you, and if you're going to, let's just say you're going to make a, long trip down to Guadalupe and go catch some giant tuna fish down there, you got the option to either bucket that bait in, which is the perfect way to do it, so there's virtually no scale loss whatsoever, or really, really light passes with the net so that the bait that's at the bottom of the net doesn't get crushed by the bait on top of the net. You can get away with loading it like that at this time of year. In the summer, you're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4 swings as deep and as fast as they can get them so that they can get on to the next guy. And, it's tougher. And one of the things there that is going to make a difference is what I always do when we're loading a lot of bait in a hurry is I always throw the washdown pump in the tank also, just so you're turning that water faster and get the slime and scales out of there as quickly as possible. Yeah. Sometimes we'll pull away from the dock, let the bait settle for a little bit, and dip some full 5-gallon buckets from over the side and just pour it in there to just change out that first water as quickly as possible to get the scales and slime out of there so the bait's got good fresh water to. Because, think about them poor guys. They're traumatized swimming around the receiver. Then they're getting crowded. Then they're getting netted and dumped into your tank. Their stress level is extremely high, and their oxygen requirements are much higher right then. So the best, the best way to keep that bait is to give them the best water possible, and again, not beat the bait up in the process of doing that.
I know Doug's rule of thumb, which I always like, and I've tried to go forward with that, is in the mornings after we load bait, we just literally idle away from the receiver, and that's when we do the same thing that you do every time. That's when we retie and put new hooks on and put new jigs on and put, because you always inevitably, you get your bait, and the second it hits the tank, you blast off offshore fish, and then as soon as you get to wherever you go...
And if you have some weather, it's even worse.
Yeah. Then you get there and do the same thing. And once you're there, okay, well, we got to tie up and get ready, so we just idle our way and, at least get that bait, 5, 10, 15 minutes to acclimate before you go...
Yeah, it makes a very big difference. There was a guy... fortunately, one of our customers, but he bought a good-sized tank, like a 90-gallon tank from us during the summer, and was doing quite a bit of tuna fishing. And he wrote a thing that was on Bloody Decks about how he gets his bait and then goes and idles away for, it's like you're talking there, 15 and 20 minutes, and lets the bait settle in the tank, and and how much difference it makes for holding bait, and it really does. Especially if you're putting a little extra water in there right then to help change that water out and get the slime out, and just helps them acclimate.
Oh, yeah. Well, no doubt about it. We have a lot to talk about here and a lot of great contributions. So here's how it works. Basically, we have a huge panel of judges in the back.
Huge.
Enormous.
Yeah.
Some
Poor
really...
Ryan. There's not. Ryan's studio back there is big, but it's not that big when you talk about that many people.
And some huge celebrities back there.
Yeah, sure.
Amazing. Sure. People that you... We're not going to mention them, but these are people that you, walking down the street, you would just... Wow.
Inappropriate to mention somebody of that status.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So there are a panel of judges there, and so the best contribution, whether it be a Christmas song, a fishing song, a poem, what have we had in the past?
Great questions. Those are always some of my favorites. Something that sparks some rad, comment and this, that, and the other. There's all kinds of things. Like you say, the best contribution.
Yeah. Great ideas.
Yeah,
fishing tips.
Tips have been really cool ones over the past. Yeah, just whatever is a very cool thing. The entire panel will review them, and that's the winner of the grand prize.
And we also have the famous buzzer, right, Adam? The famous buzzer will be available, and if your contribution just isn't cutting it, you're gonna get the buzzer.
Sometimes, no matter how much hard work a guy puts into it, and we appreciate, whatever hard work you put into it, but if sometimes a little Christmas jingle gets going a little bit long.
Yeah, it's that long.
Yeah. You're going to hear this.
Yeah. Sometimes when it gets going a little bit long, you're gonna get the buzz.
Yeah,
it happens.
You're going to get it. So it's coming. So anyway, we hope nobody gets the buzzer.
Yeah, and don't feel bad about it. It's not the end of the world. Yeah. There you go.
Not that we're not. It's not that we're not liking you. You're still a fan of the show. We appreciate your contribution, but
sometimes get a
buzzers
buzzer,
happen.
You got to hit the buzzer. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. my buzzer finger is a little. My trigger finger's a little bit ready.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're ready.
So
give us the lowdown of the prize.
Yeah, this is crazy. So every year, Christmas Spectacular. This is it. This is my favorite, and so much fun. And starting with what we mentioned before, 3 of these prize packs, thanks to the guys up at Cousins Tackle, and they basically have some of the nicest trolling jigs a guy could want, and we're giving away 3 full kind of custom hand-picked packs that have this Cousins tuna clones as well as 3 really nice marlin jigs. And that's each one of those packages getting 6 lures. Again, we're talking well over $100 value, and 3 of those we're going to be giving away. In addition to that, a half-day trip for 2 aboard the Daily Double at a Point Loma Sport Fishing. As always, that package includes rental gear, so if you want to bring a friend, somebody that doesn't fish, you're a first-time angler, you got all the gear going along with that half-day trip aboard the Daily Double at a Point Loma Sport Fishing. Next up, a 3/4-day trip aboard the San Diego at a C4 Sport Fishing. What more do you need to say about going fishing with Booger and the boys? I mean, an awesome, awesome prize for another lucky caller. Yet again, another one, AFTCO Alejos belt and a pair of AFTCO long-range short pump gloves. About $150 prize there.
Sweet.
Really nice aluminum belt from AFTCO with those gloves. Next up, one of our favorite Rapala Williamson hand-picked lure packages. It's got trolling lures. It's got casting lures. It's got crankbaits. A very, very cool prize pack from Rapala and Williamson. Getting into some really heavy-duty prizes.
Would that be Rapala or Rapala?
Well, when I'm talking about it, it's Rapala.
Rapala.
For
Okay,
sure.
all
Yeah.
right.
Next up, how about this one? Maui Jim sunglasses. The single most popular fishing frame that we sell is the Marlin, is the World Cup frame in the Marlin color. It's just a slight wraparound. It's a big glass. It's extremely comfortable. By far and away, the most popular pair of glasses that we sell is that World Cup frame and then the Marlin color with that neutral gray lens. That's it. Probably the single most popular pair of Fisherman Maui Jims, and somebody's going to win that at the end of the show. One of those things I'm sure we talked about with Craig, the Sea Equalizer, the barrel trauma release tool, which is a very, very cool, kind of a high-end rockfish descending device. Yeah. So when you catch your rockfish this winter, you can send them back down, and it's a very cool tool, and we really appreciate Craig at NOAA for hooking us up with one of those. A 12-pack of Promar Deception jigs. It's a mix of 3 different color and 6 different sizes. That's another prize, and very cool from our friends there at Promar hooking us up with all those jigs.
Deception jigs are their new jig that, kind of dart-style jigs,
yeah.
And they have all kinds of different shapes, sizes, colors, and really nice patterns.
Which over the last couple of years were so effective. Yeah. All of that dart-style jig casting, yo-yo fishing, awesome. So very cool prize.
12-pack.
Yeah, very cool from our friends at Promar. Then, as Mark talked about, that beautiful Cousins 80L rod. It's a Hypalon and reel seat version. Really nice guides, really nice components, an awesome, awesome rod. And again, thanks to our buddies Bill and Wade and everybody up at Cousins for that great rod. And then the grand prize for one lucky person with, again, the very best contribution at the end of the show is a brand new Shimano Torium 16 HG, the brand new Torium. And then it wouldn't be complete if you didn't have a rod. So with your brand new Torium HG, you're also going to get an 8-foot medium action Terramar rod. Just a fantastic grand prize.
Yeah, how about
and
that?
how cool is that rounding out our list of
friends
prizes?
over at Shimano. All right, fantastic. So get ready. Here we come, and give the numbers out, Ricky, just in case one opens up.
How's that? That looks kind of crowded over there.
As you know, it's an extremely busy show and a lot of fun, and so this is a great time. But if you want to get through, there are 2 ways you can reach us with Let's Talk Hookup. And first is with our local line, which is 858 area code 457-1090. Again, 858-457-1090. 1090, or you can reach us toll-free. That toll-free number is 877-792-1090. I'll give them one more time. Toll-free, 877-792-1090, or the local number, 858-457-1090. When we come back, we're going to be taking your phone calls, having lots of fun, lots of great information, too. You stay tuned. It's Southern California's sport fishing voice. Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
Get it all at Dana Landing in Mission Bay. It's truly the one-stop shop for a great day on the water. Looking for a fishing charter? Dana Landing had you covered with several boats, including the new Blackjack, perfect for 2 to 4 anglers, and the Impulse that will carry up to 6 anglers in comfort and style. Dana Landing has a huge tackle shop with everything you need to go fish bay bass, tuna, or marlin, plus expert anglers on staff to help. They even have Mexican and California fishing licenses and reel repair. The deli at Dana Landing is a local's favorite with all the food, ice, and beverages you need. When it comes to freshwater tackle, East County Bait and Tackle is the spot for a great day on the lake. The ultimate in rods and reels, the latest freshwater lures, and live bait. ECBT has a staff second to none when it comes to sharing their passion for fishing. ECBT is at the end of the 67 freeway on Mapleview in Lakeside, and Dana Landing is right across from SeaWorld next to the Dana Launch Ramp in Mission Bay. Check DanaLanding.com for more details.
Doing business with the right company always pays off, and Job Site Supply is that kind of company. Selling commercial contractor supplies since 1987, Job Site Supply specializes in quality and service. With lines like Milwaukee Electric Tools, their name says it all. Dependable job site delivery on the newest Milwaukee tools like the M12 Compact Vacuum and the M18 Cordless Shears. With an expansive inventory and knowledgeable staff, make Job Site Supply your source for Milwaukee tools. Check JobSiteSupplyCo.com for more details.
Sport fishing, not just for dad anymore. At Dana Wharf Sport Fishing, kids fish free every Sunday. Free half-day fishing trip and clinic free for kids 12 and under every Sunday at Dana Wharf. Join the Dana Wharf Kids Club and get over $100 of really cool stuff like 2 free fishing trips, a free whale watch trip, and more. Dana Wharf, everyone's favorite since 1971. Click DanaWharf.com or visit them in the Dana Point Harbor, the bass capital of the West, and only minutes from the 5 freeway in Orange County. DanaWharf.com, where kids fish free.
It's time to talk about great stuff from Shimano, and of course, let's talk about Torium. We're giving one away today for the Christmas Spectacular. Is that, Mark, you said it. What a great reel.
What a great reel.
I
mean, the original Toriums were just absolutely excellent, and the new one with all the upgrades and the increased corrosion resistance and the newer look and the smaller frame, it's like, and such a reasonable price tag. Yeah. They're just absolutely awesome.
Perfect sea bass reel, huh?
Perfect sea bass, although I haven't caught one on mine yet.
Yes, it's going to happen.
Yeah, I think.
So what size is your favorite? They're coming 3 sizes, so.
Well, I've been using a 16,
with
a little bit of Spectre on there, a little 4.0 top shot. It's perfect for catching that mid-range size tuna fish. And then, for throwing a jig like that 20.
Yep.
Okay. Love it, man.
Yep.
Yeah, good stuff. The Torium from Shimano. You got to check it out. It's brand new at your local tackle store. Check out Shimano.com.
Cedros Tackle has some great news. They are expanding to offer you new adventures to complement their fully outfitted tackle shop right on Cedros Island. Cedros Tackle will now offer kayak fishing and tours. The adventure includes deluxe accommodations in Cedros Tackle's own brand new 3-bedroom, 2-bath cottage that provides all the comforts of home, yet gives each guest their own private space to rest after a long day of fishing and fun on Cedros Island. The kayak adventures include the use of fully outfitted Hobie Outback Mirage Drive kayaks, perfect for fishing, spearfishing, snorkeling, and more. Your Cedros Tackle kayak adventure includes transportation to a remote location, either by Ponga or truck. While you are out fishing, the crew will set up a relaxing day camp, including a barbecue lunch. Have the kayak adventure of a lifetime without the work. You just fish and enjoy. Cedros Tackle can even take care of all your equipment. So for your next trip to Cedros Island, try a kayak adventure with Omar, Jeff, and the gang at Cedros Tackle. For more information or to help plan your trip, check the website at CedrosTackle.com.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090. The list got longer.
Yeah.
It was the 12 prizes of the Christmas Spectacular. Well, now it's the 13. And boy, great thanks to our friends up at Dana Wharf Sport Fishing. Always such a rad part of the show. Reports every week. One of the greatest spots in the world to go fishing. A pair of 3-quarter-day passes to go fishing at a Dana Wharf Sport Fishing added to the Christmas bounty. And again, thanks to everybody up there at Dana Wharf.
Dana Wharf.
All the catch reporters and and Donna and everybody in the office, and just huge thanks. Yeah, it's awesome.
Fantastic.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys, for Dana Wharf Sport Fishing 3-quarter-day passes. All right, Rick, time to start her up.
You got it. Well, to say the phone lines are packed is definitely an understatement. Absolutely every line is full, and we're excited to get it started this morning. And why don't we start it off this morning with Dick, who's calling us from San Diego this morning. Dick, good morning. Thanks for getting us started here on Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning and Happy New Year to everyone. And let's hope that 2016 is even more exciting than 2015. I just want to start off with thanks and appreciation to you, Pete, and also to Frank and Howard at Friends of Rollo and Turner's Outdoorsman and Seaforth for their ongoing support of the Wounded Warrior program. We're going to have our third charter this year on May 19th. A whole group of wounded warriors from Greater San Diego will be on the trip, and it's all thanks to you, Pete, who kicked the whole thing off, and then all the other people I mentioned. So my appreciation, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and have a great show.
Well, Dick, you make it all possible, and you put a lot of work into that, and good for you. And it's such a great give back to see those guys on the deck catching fish. I mean, it's a very rewarding experience. Indeed.
You're most welcome.
Thanks, Dick.
Very
Merry
much.
Christmas.
Appreciate that. Merry Christmas to you.
All right, well, let's jump into him. How about we talk to Matt? He's calling us from La Mesa this morning. Matt, good morning. Thanks for going on here on Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, good morning, guys. Just have a little jingle here called El Nino.
All right.
Nice. Mark Wisch says, we got to have game. So take a seat, boys, and I hope you pick my name. El Nino 2015 was a hell of a time with a 662 and Wahoo on the 9. Rockod Rick bought a new ride, and local Wahoo could run but not hide. He put one on the very first trip. Way to christen that sick new ship. Mark Wisch is the man to see if you're wondering where the fish will be. Bolsa Chica Nettinger is his spot, so drop on by and tell him what you caught. And let's not forget about Pete Gray. He likes to fish night or day. Lobster, tuna, or sea bass. He's the man with absolute class. So thank you, boys, for taking my call, and Merry Christmas to one and all.
Hey, very well done.
Good job.
Nice job,
Thanks,
Matt. Merry Christmas to you. That's very well done.
And a perfect example of how to do it. Straight on,
there
straight
it is,
into
man.
it, right amount of time. Yeah. Awesome.
That's
Great job, Matt.
A job like that is never going to get the buzzer. Thanks, Matt. Merry Christmas to you. For sure.
All right. Well, how about we jump back into him? How about we talk to Tim, calling us from Santee this morning. Good morning, Tim. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hi, Tim.
Good morning and Merry Christmas to everyone.
Hey, you too, Tim. Good morning.
My question is, I hope it's okay. It's about trout fishing, and every time I go to a lake with trout, they say that the power bait is the best for what they're biting on. And I wonder if that's just sales hype or if it's or a myth. And if so, if power bait is really the best for trout fishing in a lake, is there a reason, and is there a best way to rig it?
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, see, everybody's just looking a little bit stunned here because, we're a little more salt-oriented than fresh. But we do sell power bait at the stores. So I have a tiny little bit of familiarity with this freshwater stuff. And the only thing I can tell you is after selling that stuff for many, many years, guys keep coming back and buying it. So it's obviously working really, really well. And
especially in the put and take.
Yeah, because
the local Southern California lakes that are stocked, because that's what they eat.
That's what they eat.
Power bait is an amazing product. Always has been, always will be. Now they've expanded their product, not just to dough style, but to power bait infused worms and such like that.
And of far more relevance to the real world, if you can take a little bit of power bait and mold it on your bait rigs when you're catching mackerel, it works great. It's almost like putting
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Them secret things.
Wait a minute.
It's going to go down on the list.
Is there any particular color?
Green.
Green.
A little green.
Chartreuse.
And that's mostly because we have green in the store, and it also works for fishing perch on the breakwater that eat that green moss.
No kidding. Okay, that's a new one on me, Ricky. I don't know that you heard that one before. Power bait on the bait rig.
I haven't heard that, but one that I like, when we used to fish, I used to fish trout all the time. I grew up in Lakeside, and we do that a ton.
Yeah,
we used to
sure.
love
Lake Jennings.
Yeah, we used to always take the power worm, which is like a real skinny worm. It's like 1 inch long, and it's all, like you say, infused with the power bait. And we put that on one barb with a treble hook, and then mold a little bit of power bait around it, looked like a little mouse tail. But what I was getting at was we've used that little 1 inch worm thing on the bait rigs. It works, man, no doubt, like it. But I've never heard about the dough on the sabiki rig. That's
the worm's probably a little cleaner, huh?
A little easier to deal with,
yeah. That's a good idea.
Inevitably, you've got that green smear with glitter all over your boat after.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So good. Hey, Merry Christmas. Thanks, Tim, for the support. Appreciate that very much.
How about next up we talk to Bob, who's called us from Santee this morning. Bob, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Morning, Bob.
First off, I want to thank you guys because, I don't get to go fishing as much as I'd like to, but listening to your show and getting all the info, I feel I'm more prepared when I'm actually out on the water.
Thanks, Bob. That's nice.
I have a little poem for you. I hope I don't get the buzzer. It was the month before Christmas, and all in their bunks, not a fisherman was stirring, except the one blowing chunks. The rods had been placed in the racks with great care, in the hopes that the tuna soon would be there. When all of a sudden there was such a clatter, Captain Art was yelling as he slid down the ladder. "Get out of your bunks, get up on the deck. Come on, get moving, what the heck?" Well, the fishing was epic and all got their share. Time to head to the galley, see what Chef had prepared. With everyone full, they headed for bunks. All that is, except for the guy blowing chunks. The El Niño was proven to bring lots of fishes and fulfilling lots of fishermen's wishes. I hope next year continues with might. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a great fight.
All right, very nice.
Good job, Bob.
Nice job, Bob.
Guys,
Thanks.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, guys.
Same back at you. Thanks for the call this morning.
That's
Appreciate
cool.
that. Very well done. No buzzer, Bob.
Yeah, no buzzer at all.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well, you got these guys on alert, Ricky.
Well, I'm having fun. Hey, with that, it's time to find out what's biting in the Baja. It's time for our Catch Report with the man, Richard Castanedo from Cast Tours, which today, that Catch Report sponsored in part by Fisherman's Processing in San Diego. It is long-range season and time to pre-book your processing order before your trip. That way you're first in line when your trip returns. We talk about it all the time, and that's exactly what I did when I came back from my trip. Just called Rosie ahead of time. I knew that I wanted my tuna in 1-pound packs. I wanted some jerky, and I wanted some tuna burgers. Absolutely everything was ready before we went, and my fish was done being processed like before. You know,
and it did.
Yeah.
And fortunately, I was the recipient of some of that fish, and boy, they just do such a great job. I mean, everything's perfectly trimmed. You open that package, and it's ready for the grill.
John and Rosie always say that. It is table ready, and that's it. There's no trimming. There's no bloodline. There's no cutting a thin piece of tail section off. It's just every single piece is perfect.
They have like 10 or 12 master cutters when things are going strong. That's why they're able to put it out so fast. They're all masters.
Yeah,
from Raymond, the top guy, to all those guys are just absolutely the best in the business.
That's why they're there. It's Fisherman's Processing. So if you want to pre-book your trip, you want more information, any of the great stuff going on at Fisherman's Processing, you can friend them on Facebook at Fisherman's Processing, or for more details, just check fishermansprocessing.com. And let's find out. We got the Cast Man standing by, Richard Castanedo from Cast Tours. Buenos dias, Cast Man.
Ho, ho, ho. Buenos dias, Ricky.
What's
Pedro.
Cast Man.
Hey, gosh, it's hard to believe that next week is Christmas. I mean, it's really come up really quick this year.
Yeah.
And I think I better get out and do a little shopping and get a few gifts.
Yeah, you better.
Probably be a good call.
Yeah, I know it.
I'm on your list.
Anyway,
I know, Cast Man. Come on.
Yeah.
Get me something good, okay?
Oh, always, Pedro. You know that. Anyway, fishing down in Cabo San Lucas. Still some pretty good action going down there. The Cabo fleet has been fishing mostly the Pacific side there, and they're doing really well on the striped marlin with a couple of sails mixed in, which is kind of rare for them to be around in December. But and maybe one or two blue marlin, but it's primarily stripers that they're concentrating there. They're also getting in the Dorado, and like I say, most of that action is on the Pacific side. Swing over to San Jose del Cabo, and out of the new marina there at Puerto Los Cabos, still fishing the Gordo, Inner Gordo, and then up in the Sea of Cortez at the Iman. Got a good Dorado bite going on there. Nice fish, 20, 25, 30-pound fish. Also getting yellowfin tuna up around the Iman. Most of those fish are ranging between 15 and 40 pounds. And then occasional wahoo coming through the area. They're getting those. And so we're definitely in that winter mode now down in the southern tip of Baja. Jump over to the mainland, Mazatlan there. Primarily they're targeting billfish out of there about 17 miles southeast out of the marina there. And not quite a one per boat billfish count there. They are getting a few Dorado in the mix there. Of course, the hot action right now, and will be for the next few months, will be Ixtapa Zihuatanejo. Some really good action going down there. Lots and lots of billfish, mostly sails, occasional blue. But like I said, it's 2, 3, 4, 5 sails per boat per day. Just really good action there. And the exciting news this week is that the yellowfin tuna moved in really close. They're about 3 to 4 miles out of the harbor, and schooly tuna, but pretty good for that area to get that kind of a bite going on down there. Just about limits of 15, 20, 25 pound yellowfin tuna. Along the beaches, wide open on roosters and jacks. Some really good action there around Ixtapa Island. And guys throwing poppers or trolling slow rig baits there through that area, but some good action going down in the southern tip of Baja and mainland Mexico, and of course, anybody wants to book a trip into southern Baja, mainland Mexico, Central America, Brazil for those peacock bass, or down to beautiful Christmas Island, can give me a call at 800-593-6510, or check us out on the web at www.casttours.com, and wish everybody a very, very Merry Christmas. And I'll talk. Are you guys going to be on the air next Saturday, Pete?
No, yes, we will. It's the 26th. I'm thinking a year ahead. Yes, of course. The day after Christmas, we will be there.
All right, man. Well, we'll talk to you. We'll talk to you next Saturday, and hope Santa treats you guys right.
Yeah, absolutely. Talk to you next Saturday. Have a Merry Christmas. And speaking of Christmas, Cass and I had a long discussion about Christmas Island yesterday, and we were talking about how that Fiji Air flight, the flight airfare went down like $400 or $500 this year, right?
Yeah, it sure did. I was surprised. I just happened to be checking it out, and it was pricing out about $780 round trip. Last year we paid about $400 more, and it's what they call their Bula fare, B-U-L-A.
Bula.
And that's what they do when you greet somebody. You go, Bula.
Bula. Yeah, it's like, greetings. Hey, thanks, Cass, man, and Merry Christmas. We'll talk to you next Saturday.
You got it, man.
All right, very good.
Hey, thanks, Cass. Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. The phone lines are packed up. More great Let's Talk Hookup. You stay tuned. We're Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Rock Cod Rick here for West Coast Marine and Parker Boats. You see them all over Southern California waters. Parker Boats at the launch ramp, the offshore islands. You wake up in the morning on an overnight trip, and there they are. Parker Boats of all size fishing in the same area as the sporties. There's a good reason for it. Fishability and seaworthiness. Of all the boats out there, my boat partner and I chose to get a brand new 25 Parker center console from Kevin Kelly and the gang at West Coast Marine, and I could not be happier. Wow, what a fishing machine. Parker Marine builds a heavy-duty, industrial-strength boat, probably overbuilt, but that's why so many 4- and 6-pack charters choose to operate Parkers. We thank the guys at Pinnacle Sport Fishing, Season Sport Fishing, One-Man Charters, Black and Blue Sport Fishing for their confidence in Parker boats. Take it from me, if you are ready for a new Parker at a fair, upfront, and honest deal, you need to see Kevin Kelly at West Coast Marine, located at 1555 Newport Boulevard in Costa Mesa, or check out their inventory and information at westcoastmarine.com.
Happy holidays from Fisherman's Landing Tackle. This is Doug Kern. Be sure to get that saltwater angler on your list what they really want. A gift from Fisherman's Landing Tackle and Shimano. We have the best Shimano has to offer, including Talica, Trinidad A, Therese, Stella, Saragossa, Tranks, Terramar, Waxwing, Cold Sniper, Butterfly, Torium, Tiagra, and too much more from Shimano to mention. Bottom line, we have the most complete selection of Shimano saltwater tackle and the knowledge to help you pick out the perfect gift. Check out our web specials and much more at saltwatertackle.com, or come by and see us at Fisherman's Landing Tackle at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego. Fisherman's Landing has been the choice of sport fishing anglers for decades, with the largest fleet of long-range boats worldwide, complemented by Southern California's finest charter and open party fleet. From a half-day trip on the Dolphin to overnight trips or a long-range adventure, you can count on Fisherman's Landing to deliver the best. Check the website for all that is going on, or call Fisherman's Landing at 619-221-8500. Book now at fishermanslanding.com.
Forget loading your fishing poles into the car and having them stick out the window. Carry Me 123 is the ultimate multi-purpose car window carrier to hold all your fishing poles. It's easy to install on any car, large or small. Simply attach Carry Me 123 to your car window. Roll up the window and close the door. Pull the attached bungee cord around your fishing poles and they're installed and fully secure in just seconds with no tools required. Carry Me 123 holds up to 75 pounds and is priced at only $34.95. Visit CarryMe123.com or Amazon.com/Snow Ski Rack and click on Snow Ski Fishing Rod Car Rack Ski Storage.
Let's talk candidly about long-range fishing. This is Captain Frank Lepresti of the Royal Polaris and the Shogun. Nowhere on earth will you find a fleet of long-range boats like we have in San Diego. We are fortunate to have several top-notch operations to take you to the most productive fishing grounds in the world. We all offer good food, comfortable staterooms, huge bait capacity, and top-of-the-line fish-finding electronics. So why would you choose the Royal Polaris or the Shogun for your next long-range trip? What sets us apart from the rest? It's pretty simple. The boats, the crew, and the service. From the moment you arrive at Fisherman's Landing, the service begins. We help you load your gear and do everything possible to get beginners or seasoned veterans ready to catch fish. When it's time to fish, the Royal Polaris and the Shogun have the edge there too, delivering the two best fishing platforms in the fleet. But don't Don't take my word for it. Come fishing with us. If you want the best, it's Royal Polaris and the Shogun. For more information, call 619-226-8030 or on the web at royalpolarissportfishing.com or shogunsportfishing.com.
XEPRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
You're listening to the home of the Aztecs.
He's gone. Touchdown, Aztecs.
San Diego's sports leader, the mighty 1090.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
It's our Christmas Spectacular with Santa Claus Captain Mark Wisch. Talking fishing and talking some fun stuff. Let's jump back into those jam-packed phone lines.
Well, the jam-packed, they most certainly are. How about next up we talk to Brian. He's calling us from Westminster this morning. Hey, Brian, welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Morning, Brian.
What's up, Brian?
Hey, I got a question regarding passports. Wondered if you have a suggestion for a service to get one relatively quickly?
Ricky, you've been through this a few times. There are several passport agencies. You have to pay a little bit of premium. And also, my friend Ron Lane from Fast Lane Kayaks also went through this. He had a passport turnaround in 3 days. Wow. So it's possible to get it even faster than that, right, Rick?
It is. You know, I know that you're in Westminster, so this has a little bit less, you know, and I'm sure that same thing exists. I believe it exists in L.A., but in San Diego, we have the benefit of having a passport issuing agency. So not just a service, but, you know, a place where they actually issue them. And it can be turned around. I mean, in an emergency situation, it can be turned around the same day.
If you have an airline ticket and proof that you need it, like, right away, they can turn around pretty quickly. And here's the deal, too, is if you want to save some money, too, it's another alternative. Drive to San Diego because these passport agencies are less crowded than the ones, say, in Orange County and L.A.
You're absolutely right on that. And but to get it in, so then an issuing agency will get it turned around fast. That's where all the guys that work in our tackle store got theirs who didn't have them beforehand. And it took them about a week. It took them about 7 days, start to finish. And that was without, needing it in a real short amount of time. If it's an emergency, basically you have a long range trip, you have something along those lines, you have to show that there is need to have it. Meaning you have to show a boarding pass, you have to show an airline ticket, you have to show that you need to have it within 48 hours or 24 hours, and they will get it turned around for you. Otherwise, you'll just get it that day. I'm searching for the number, and I'll definitely find it before the end. But It's on Broadway in San Diego is the one that I use.
And it's an actual U.S. passport issuing. It's a federal.
Correct.
It's not a passport expedite service.
Right.
It's actually a federal deal.
Yeah, and those certainly all work
and it's
as
going to
well.
save you a lot of money. The passport expedite services are also great. They basically do the same thing. They basically are going to take it and walk it in for you at $300, $350 or something like that. I know Ron sent his all the way to Chicago.
Wow.
Overnighted in Chicago. He had it back in 2 days.
Wow.
So that means he overnighted Chicago, they ran the passport, and then the next day it was back. So if you just go to any, just Google passport expedite service, and you'd be able to find dozens of them. I would select one in Southern California because there's lots of them in Southern California, just because it's easier to overnight to someplace in Southern California than it is someplace in Chicago or New York.
I just had to renew mine, and we just did it through the post office because I had plenty of time, but it still came 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't long at all. I was surprised.
Yeah.
So the one that I use, and again, not that there's not a ton of great services out there, but the one that I used was the San Diego Passport Agency, and it's on 401 West A Street.
Okay, and now is that a private expedite service?
No, that is
the government.
That is the government building. And I would highly recommend calling and making an appointment.
Just like going to DMV.
Yeah, and they're plenty easy to get. And I made an appointment for the next morning at the first one. I'll read the phone number too real fast if you want it. It's 877-487-2778. Not that I have any affiliation, but that's what I use, and I've sent a bunch of buddies to, and everybody's had really good success.
There you go. And the name of it again is?
San Diego Passport Agency. That's just what I typed into
San
Google.
Diego Passport Agency. Yeah. Very good. Thanks a lot for the call. Merry Christmas to you.
All right, Brian. Hey, let's jump right back into the phones. How about this time we talk to Vicki calling us from Atwood. Good morning, Vicki. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning. Thanks for taking my call. I've got a poem for you guys.
All right, Vicki.
All right. It's called Angler Poem. Okay. My wonderful man, he just put a rod and reel in my hand. It's been so much fun going out to sea and coming home to fresh sashimi. For without fail, we'd always Hookup on that fancy yellowtail. We'd always hook up on those fancy yellowtail. This rarely seen season is surely the reason I am now an angler. I look forward to when I don't feel like a professional tangler. The gentlemen on the fleets are just great. For my hooks, they are always willing to bait. But now I can do it all by myself. Yet when I'm really tired, I'll ask for their help. Now there's just one place that I must go. It's way down south in Mexico. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Hey, very good job,
Good job.
Vicki.
Excellent.
Merry Christmas to you. Thanks a lot for the call this morning. Very nice.
All right.
Always nice to hear from the ladies.
That was cool. Good
Yeah.
job. Very good. All right, how about we jump right back into them, talk to Tom, calling us from San Diego this morning. Good morning, Tom. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Well, good morning, gentlemen. Now, this is the first time I've ventured out on this, so I trust you'll give me a little slack.
You mean no buzzer?
Well, I don't know, man.
Yeah, you are Tom
You're
from
very
San Diego. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
you have a reputation preceding you, you know.
Oh, well, here we attempt. 'Twas the night before Christmas when all through the deck house not a creature was stirring except for one tiny El Nino mouse. The stockings all hung in the galley with care in hopes that St. Pool would soon be there. The friends of Rollo children were nestled all safe in their beds when visions of sugar plums and jumping fish danced in their heads. And Kathy in her kerchief and Captain Frank in his cap had just settled down for an overnight nap. When out on the horizon there rose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the bridge I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the flash. There on the breast, on very light seas, gave the luster of midday in the lee to objects below. In the lee, sorry. When what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 deckhands. With a little old drool, so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than a wahoo, his courses they came, as he whistled and shouted and called them my name. On Condor, Pegasus, Shogun in chief, on Grande and Dolphin too. So up to the rail the wee ones flew, and with a deck full of fish from St. Pool.
You almost made it so close, Tom. Man, it was just example there of a little too long.
Yeah.
Okay,
Maybe
we
just
want
be a little
short
more
and
familiar
concise,
with
a
what you're
little long there, but good effort there. Great effort, Tom. Just a little lengthy, but Merry Christmas to you and appreciate the effort there.
And most certainly in the running for all the prize, too.
Oh,
Let
absolutely.
nobody
Just because
think
you got the buzzer doesn't
I want to
mean
make
you're
sure
not
that's
getting
clear.
it.
Yeah. If anybody stumbles through it or gets a little buzz and you get the buzzer, hey, it's all good. You still got a chance. We're giving away a lot of good stuff.
We got you covered.
Merry Christmas, Tom. Thank you for the phone call.
All right.
How about we jump in and talk to Steve, calling us from L.A. this morning. Good morning, Steve. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning, Steve.
Hey, guys. How you doing? You know, I learn so much from Let's Talk Hookup every week, man. It's a lot of fun.
Thanks,
I
Steve.
appreciate everything.
You've
guys
been with
do
us
there.
for, since the beginning, 24-plus years.
Oh, yeah, a long time.
Yeah, a long time.
Hey, I have a white sea bass tip for you guys. For those guys that fish the Carolina rigs with the sliding egg sinkers, what I found is the sliding egg sinkers have a tendency of getting caught in the kelp if you're fishing really close to the kelp or in the kelp. And so I did a little thinking and found this stuff. It's called Tustin putty. And so what I do is I make my own egg sinkers using the Tustin putty. And what that does is when you do get caught in the kelp stringers, it'll pull straight through it. You won't lose any part of it, but it'll just stretch out and pass the weight right through it, so you can still get your fish. And it really works. I was really surprised that I accidentally came across this thing.
Mark?
Probably other people are fishing this too, but
Give it. You're the white sea bass guru. What do you think?
I think that's interesting. What's this
Tungsten? It's like a tungsten tape, right?
Yeah. So you just mold it on there.
Use it a lot in fly fishing.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And freshwater guys too.
Yeah, that's a good
like
call.
A moldable, almost like a. Think of super heavy duty Play-Doh. Even they have it like that too. Where you.
Okay, like a solid, not just. Are these?
I've seen. I know exactly what you're
the
talking
tape
about.
As
also.
well as like a dough.
Yeah.
Yes, it's like a dough.
You like the dough.
And what I do is I put it on one of those coffee stir straws, and run my line through that. So I build it upon that, and you can build it as big as you want. I mean, they come in 1 ounce packages, And they're a little expensive, but well worth it, especially for big white sea bass.
Yeah, if you hook a 50-pounder, get it through the kelp
Good
there.
call, man.
Well, that's a good tip, yeah.
I like that. Merry
different.
Christmas
Very
to you,
good.
Steve.
Christmas, guys.
All right, appreciate that very much. Thanks for the call.
All right, jumping right back into him. This time we're going to talk to Dave. He's calling us from Anza this morning. Good morning, Dave. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, good morning, guys. Merry Christmas to everybody there.
Merry Christmas, Dave.
I've been listening to the show ever since before you were teamed up with Marty Milner, and after all these years, I feel like whenever I turn on the show, I've got some good friends in my home, and I've enjoyed the first 25, and I'm looking forward to the next 25 years and beyond.
That's nice.
So,
now, let me correct me if I'm wrong, Dave. Aren't you the defending Christmas Spectacular champion from last year?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay.
A lot of pressure here.
A lot of pressure.
Stand by, ringer.
Okay. I think I've got one that'll keep the title going. Okay, well, here goes. Yellow tail, yellow fin, blue fin all the way. Oh, how much fun it is to fish when they bite like yesterday. Old sniper, flat fall jig, everything gets hit. If you're on a sport boat now, you surely will get bit. Gliding on a swell, on a big sport boat so fine. Now the captain says, go out, it's trolling time. He glances down upon his side scan fish machine. It gets all lit up, he yells, bait a big sardine. Oh, fish on the bow, fish on the stern. It's hot on the rail. Look at this, I landed me the jackpot yellowtail. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Hey, excellent job.
Very good.
From the defending champion, another excellent effort there. Thanks, Dave. Merry Christmas to you. Appreciate that very much.
Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. We got catch reports, we got phone calls, all kinds of great stuff. You stay tuned. It's the Christmas Spectacular with Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
Call the office. It's time to get excited about fishing, and Point Loma Sport Fishing has everything you'll need. They offer half-day and three-quarter-day trips daily, perfect for families and the novice or seasoned fishermen. Point Loma Sport Fishing also offers overnight to multi-day trips, targeting the best of seasonal catches. Visit their website at pointlomasportfishing.com, where you can purchase tickets online and get more information on the trips available, or call 619-223-1627.
If you are ready to experience a real Alaska fishing adventure, check out Whalers Cove Lodge in Angoon, Alaska. The calm waters around Whalers Cove are 100 miles from any large towns, so you will enjoy a wilderness adventure without any crowds. Whalers Cove Lodge has some of the best salt and freshwater fishing in Alaska, and there is no need for a bumpy boat ride for hours. You can find productive fishing for salmon, halibut, and rockfish just 10 minutes from the lodge. Whalers Cove also offers fantastic freshwater fishing in wilderness streams for wild salmon and trout. The Whalers Cove experience will fulfill your wildest Alaskan dreams on the calm water of the Inside Passage or on a spectacular stream. It's your choice every day at the Whalers Cove Lodge. After fishing, you will dine on fabulous meals created daily by the Whalers Cove chefs and relax in your comfortable room or cabin. Learn more about this exciting Alaska destination on their website at whalerscovelodge.com or call 800-423-3123. Whalers Cove Lodge, a real Alaskan fishing adventure.
Here's John Ireland for Rancho Leonero.
Ranch is small, you know. It's very personal, very intimate. I don't think there's anywhere else that you could have the old Baja feel and have all those miles of beachfront, the palapa roofs and the stone walls. There's not a room that you don't have some kind of ocean view. You don't give up any amenities at the ranch. It's just very rustic. You know how when you cook outdoors it tastes better? Well, that's Rancho Leonero. It just tastes better. We have paddle boards, we've got kayaks, we've got snorkeling equipment, of course. We've got 12 super pongas. We have dive trips. We've got over 40 kayaks at the hotel. We've got all accurate equipment, very top of the line. And when the fishing's good, we'll freeze your fish, pack it all up, send it home with you. People love it. They'll come back 5-6 times a year. That's the highest accolade we can get. 1-800-646-2252, 646-BAJA. And rancholeonero.com. It's unique.
XEPRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
You are listening to the home of the Aztecs.
What's that slam dunk? That's what I'm talking about.
San Diego's sports leader, the Mighty 1090.
Have you ever imagined casting a fly or a lure on one of the most beautiful and productive rivers in Alaska? At Katmai Lodge, you can catch up to all 5 species of Pacific salmon. The king, sockeye, chump, pink, and silver salmon, along with rainbow trout, Arctic grayling, dolly varden, and other native stream fish. When anglers dream of trophy salmon and trout, the Alagnac River is their destination, and Katmai Lodge is the premier base camp. Being the original river-based lodge on the Alagnac gives the facility a leg up on the competition. Both experienced and novice anglers have rated Katmai Lodge and its knowledgeable guides as the best of the best. Katmai Lodge is remote, yet offers all the amenities of a first-class lodge. During your Alaska visit, you'll see amazing wildlife, brown bears, caribou, eagles, moose, otters, and much more. Schedule a day trip on their private de Havilland Otter Float Plane and visit the world-famous Brooks Falls. Book online at katmai.com or call 1-800-330-0326. That's katmai.com or call 1-800-330-0326 for the fishing adventure of a lifetime.
The summer fishing season this year was nothing short of incredible, and everyone I talked to is expecting continued success well into the fall season. Your San Diego County Ford dealers are having a remarkable summer too, with no sign of slowing down. They continue to hook people up with a great selection of models that offer outstanding MPG and advanced technology, like the fun-to-drive Focus and the popular Fusion, available as a hybrid or a plug-in hybrid. Ford also has an impressive list of SUVs, like Escape, Edge, Explorer, and Expedition. Well, no matter what you need, Ford has an SUV for you. And for serious fishermen that have boats to haul and gear to move, you can't beat the Ford F-150. It's not only stronger than ever, it's 700 pounds lighter, so it's faster and more efficient. Bottom line, Ford cars and trucks and SUVs are built for San Diego. Stop by your San Diego County Ford dealer today. They'll be glad to hook you up.
What a tuna and yellowtail season last year. Many say the best in 30 years. Could this season be even better? Don't be caught without the right gear. Now is the time to stock up on the trolling lure that proved to be the best. X-Rap Magnum by Rapala. Every X-Rap Magnum runs perfect right out of the box. They all have extreme action and a controlled deep diving aggressive swimming motion. The large diving lip partners with premium VMC hooks and an irresistible rattle. The X-Rap Magnum by Rapala can be trolled at high speeds without rolling or kicking out at depths to 15 feet. Bottom line, the X-Rap Magnum is the ultimate trolling lure for Southern California and Baja saltwater fishing. With a textured translucent body, internal holographic foil, and 3D holographic eye, X-Rap Magnums are irresistible to saltwater game fish. Available in a variety of colors and sizes. No matter what you choose, the fish can't resist X-Rap Magnum by Rapala. Ask your local tackle dealer which is the hottest color and size and start catching more fish. See the entire line at Rapala.com.